Now we're going to replace the foot peg pins. This is not entirely necessary. There is some slop that could be either from the mount or the pin itself, but essentially I needed to add a few things to my Rocky Mountain order to get the $75 to get free shipping, so figured why not. There is a cotter pin under here. Go ahead and remove the pin. There it is, all nice and rusted. All you need for this job is really a set of needle nose. So we're going to push the old pin out while pushing in on the foot peg, so we do not release that spring. Go ahead and slide the new one in. You can see we have a lot less slop already. So those pins were pretty far gone. The process is the same for just about every bike I've ever worked on. So got it in place, you are done. So even though you can't see any real visible grooves in this, there is a little bit of a bend. There's actually a groove on this side. So these were definitely needing replaced. So I'm glad that I needed to bump that order up. Now it's time to change the air filter. This bike is super easy. You don't have to lift the seat up or anything. Simply undo the tabs and pull out the old filter. Just right here. This is a Tusk. The new one I got to Tusk as well. This is really dry, but I figured why not replace it. So on this particular bike, there's this little rubber grommet you pull the grommet off, and then you've got your screen. Now, if you've got this kind of setup, be sure the screen is clean. We'll blow some air through it just to make sure. A lot of people actually do away with this screen in order to get more flow, but then you run into jetting problems. You can see this is actually quite dirty. So we're definitely going to blow this out, get it cleaned up a little bit, and then we'll move on to installing the new filter. Here's the new filter. We're going to simply put it in the bag that we purchased it in. Then we'll take some of our Bel-Ray foam filter oil, pour it on the filter. And we can use the bag to catch any excess. And we're just going to work it in there really well. Once we've got it worked in, we'll go ahead and reinstall the screen. Once you've got the screen installed, go ahead and reinstall your rubber grommet. And we can put it back in the bike. And now it's time to take it for a test ride. Now this is the first time I've ridden the bike since we did all the upgrades. The tires, the vapor trail, the brakes, everything. I did start it for the lighting video, but other than that I haven't started it or ridden it. Now it may appear that I am texting while I'm riding the XR250, but I can assure you I am not. I'm using a speedometer app to check the accuracy of the TrailTech speedometer. Because remember, we had to set that with the diameter of the tire, so I'm not sure if it was set correctly. Now there's a few different ways you can do this. The easiest way may be to actually have your wife or friend ride in front of you, drive in front of you, tell them to go 20 miles an hour and pace yourself off that. But since I live in a small neighborhood, it made it really easy for me just to line it up against the phone. And to my surprise, it was dead on. Now that we've got that all checked out, we're going to head to the main highway near my house. Now this is just a 2-lane highway, and the speed limit is 55 miles an hour. Now it does fluctuate from 55 to 50. I wanted to see how the XR would handle. And the 250 is not known to be a powerhouse of a bike. I really wasn't even sure if it would hit 55 miles an hour that easy. But you can see it does very easily. We actually end up at 63, I think, somewhere around there, so we have to back it down a bit right there. You may notice that the particular action camera that I'm using, that the audio is not syncing with the video. I'm sure that's something that I can correct, but I didn't do it, obviously, in this instance. I end up turning around in a neighborhood fairly close to my house, a couple miles. Just wanted to take a quick ride and see how the bike felt. And I'm glad I did, because everything on the bike feels awesome. The tires, those grip to the pavement really nice. The brakes feel great. Steering, all the lighting's working excellent. Everything mechanically and physically looks great. Now there is one small problem. It backfires. Now you probably couldn't hear that in the video, but when you let off the throttle, there's a pretty good backfire, which tells me that the pilot jet's too lean. Now we will have another video of riding this after we correct that issue. And the reason why we're having this issue is because recall, when I purchased the bike, it had the stock exhaust on it. It also has the stock pilot and needle jet. So we need to go up on both of those. Mainly the pilot, but we're going to go up on both of them. And you'll see that in the next video. Also notice I did put one of the rear view mirrors back on. It was really odd riding this motorcycle on the street, not knowing what's behind you. So I put just the one on the left there, at the very bottom, and it was more than enough to give me a good visual of what was going on behind me. So I'm glad I kept those as well. And I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. There obviously will be, hopefully, many more videos on the XR250. I've already mentioned there's going to be another one of riding on the street, because this is a street legal project. We're going to ride it in the dirt as well, but the whole goal is to make this dirt bike a street legal dirt bike. So look for that. Hopefully we correct that popping issue. If you see any of the products that I use in this video that you'd like to purchase for yourself, be sure to check out the links. They're located below the video in the description. We'll have links to all the tools we use, the Trail Tech, the Vapor Trail Tech speedometer, as well as the action camera that I'm using in this particular video. Just about everything's there. And as always, thanks for watching.